not need a television licence. I'm telling you, you do not need a television licence. Let's analyse this document, shall we, from the BBC, from the TV licensing people. There is no way that they can prove you're watching TV live. They can prove you've got a TV, and if you let them in, they can prove that you're watching it live. But don't let them in. You don't let them in, that's what you do, you don't let them in. Don't let them in, I'm telling you, don't let them in. If you don't let them in, they won't know, because they can't prove that you haven't. They can't prove you're not watching TV as it's being broadcast. Are you with me? And if it's not, and if you're not watching it as it's being broadcast, you don't need a TV licence anyway.
You're oath today, Constable.
I am.
You've done under your oath, so this is a
common law.
Yeah? It's not criminal. Has there been a report of a crime?
There's an oath, there's a warrant here sworn out in front of a judge that grants us power to enter and search the house.
Give my name to you because then I'm entering into a contract with you, yeah, and it's an act, and an act is not law. It's only giving the fault of law by consent of the government. Yeah. No, government.
You need to be consenting. Like we're not
consenting.
We don't vote. We don't vote for the government. We don't believe they're here to represent our interests personally. Yeah, they're there for their own pocket. But you can see that if someone who didn't know their rights, we've been looking into our rights. Someone who didn't know their rights would be quite intimidated by these guys all turning up, knocking on doors, saying you must let them in. Okay, so we know we don't have to let you in. It's our choice whether we want to let you in, yeah? The thing is, imposed, it's got to, yeah?
Totally agree.
Yeah, so we've got to feel safe and secure in our houses, yeah? Like we say, we don't have a contract with the BBC. Unless they... Do I watch television? Personally, right, I'm going to answer this. I don't want to be brainwashed by the BBC's pile of shit, right? Excuse my French, yeah?
I'm not asking about the BBC.
Okay. All TV, it's just brainwashed, yeah? That's what it is. It's a
watch TV within the property for live.
Do we have to answer your question?
I'm just asking for...
I know, but do I have an obligation to answer it?
No.
Do I have an obligation
to listen to you? What I'm saying is...
Are you a public servant?
No.
So you're in a private game? So you're trying to get money from us for a private company? No, you're working for a private company.
I'm here to ascertain the situation, sir.
Okay. And under what authority are you here?
Under the Communications Act 2003.
And that requires consent?
That doesn't mean nothing.
It's just writing on a piece of paper, isn't it? No, what is it then?
You need their consent.
You're harassing people over what, a bit of money? Over nothing?
The difference between legal and lawful, sir?
Yeah. One's an act of Parliament, one's common law.
Exactly, and the act of Parliament requires consent, is that not so?
It requires our consent because
to make it
how can any man tell another man what to do without his consent? And that's criminal, surely. So the politicians do that.
Basically, you raping us. Yeah, it is against our consent.
Using words, you're just using words to get us into fear. I thought it was a
justice then?
We all have the right to a jury, trial by jury.
Do you watch TV?
I'd like to answer none of your questions. Yeah, I have the right to remain silent and I will use that right. I have not broken any law, statutes and acts are not law, they're rules of society and it's given the force of law by consent of the government. Yeah, and I do not consent. Yeah, if you force me to consent, you're raping. No, they're trying to use fear. Coming out of all this fight. It's intimidation. We turn up with the police.
I'm glad I come back. I say it's for both equal. No one has the right to come in and force me to do something I don't want to do. We don't consent. We don't agree with the BBC. If you've been reading the newspapers and stuff, the old Jimmy Savile thing, cover up, we feel that they're a corrupt corporation. We don't have anything to do with them. We have no contract with them. And this is our stance on it. Yeah. We don't feel we have to answer these questions.
Forced to the pair of you, don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. If you're not answering questions, someone will hit you later on in court.
The only one who can read that is a constable of the law.
Yeah.
A constable of the law is the only one who can read your rights. You've got no right. No, that's an act. That is an act.
Not